from one of the greatest movies of all time, Howard the Duck.
Yes, she was in Howard the Duck. She was in Howard the Duck. Yes, that's true.
I've seen that movie way too many times.
You've seen it enough for both of us.
Dozens.
Wow,
Literally
you've seen
dozens.
it enough for a dozen people then. We are in.
We in.
This
Once
is
more.
the Chris and Kyle Show special spoiler episode. We are doing a Netflix rom-com trio.
It's an amalgam.
It's an amalgam of
It's an amalgam.
of three separate movies. We are going to be talking about the summer of rom-com on Netflix, kind of. All these movies came out, maybe not summer, but like the last 3 or 4 months probably, they all came out. We were talking about Set It Up, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and Sierra Burgess is a Loser, and most importantly, the meteoric rise of Noah Centineo. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who starred in 2 out of 66% of these movies.
60, yeah. Math. 67.3%
If you round up,
or
it's
whatever.
67, I think.
Whatever it is. So I got the deets on the films. We're gonna talk about them.
What order you want to do this, dude?
Let's do.
Worst to first?
No, I kind of want to do Sierra Burgess last because it's nuts.
Well, yeah, okay. So first to worst.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. So okay,
We'll start off with To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
yeah, we'll do To All the Boys That I've Loved Before,
Which
first.
is hands down the best movie out of
these
the
three. I like the setup more than you do, but yes, it's the best. Or Set It
Okay.
Up. Sorry.
All right.
So
It is Set It Up.
yeah,
not
it's Set It
the
Up. I
setup.
keep saying the setup, but it's Set It Up.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that movie next.
Okay. All right.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Here's your details.
Give me him, dog.
Directed by Susan Johnson, written by Sofia Alvarez. Neither of them really have a lot in their past histories. It's based on a novel by Jenny Han. I based that pronunciation off of Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's Jenny Han. I assume it's Han. Acting stars. You've got the lead, the character of Lara Jean is played by Lana Condor, who you may recognize as Jubilee in X-Men Apocalypse. As I mentioned before, everyone's favorite new star, Noah Centineo, plays Peter. The other male character, Josh, was played by Israel Broussard from Happy Death Day.
Okay, so back it up. Noah Centineo.
Yeah.
Not Centano, not Centino.
I mean,
Santino.
I'm not a pronunciation genius, but from the spelling, I am assuming
Okay,
it is Centineo.
that boy, Hot Noah.
Hot Noah. Well, as he will henceforth be known on every episode of the Chris and Kyle Show forever.
Hot Noah.
Hot Noah.
That dude blew up. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
So
he's
it's
like on the
like-
cover of GQ and shit.
Yeah, he's all over the place. And it's basically from 2 Netflix rom-coms.
Yeah.
He was like in the Fosters, and then all of a sudden, like, these 2 movies came out. And
I mean, to his credit, I mean, it's just desserts. I mean, this dude is charismatic.
he's super charismatic. He's a very
Yeah.
likable guy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. He seems a little. He might be being typecasted because of these 2 roles. He's kind of similar in both of them. He's just a very likable hot dude.
Can just desserts be used in a good way? I'm not sure if I use
No,
that
you
phrase
probably.
wrong.
No.
Like, Just
You-
Desserts is
you
usually
made it seem
like
like
revenge.
Him, you
know?
made it seem like
Just
him
Desserts
becoming
is
a
like,
star was him being punished for being attractive, which makes no sense.
well, because usually Just Desserts is like justice served,
Yeah.
right?
So he's getting his just dinner.
He earned everything that he's
horrible
getting.
joke.
He's a really great. He's a really good. He's a really good actor. Really talented dude. Really charismatic, and he's. I like. There's certain people that I get excited to see on screen, and he's one of them.
And I love seeing new and young actors and like anticipating what they're going to do next. So like, where does he go from here? From these 2 rom-coms, male lead in rom-coms. Where's he going to go after this? How long until he's on the rumor list for playing a superhero? Because you know it's going to happen. It happens to all of them. All the young male leads end up being like, he might play, I don't know. They're all taken, but I'm sure there'll be somebody. He'll be the next Spider-Man. Not really.
I'd rather see him in like
Tom Holland
in
forever.
like a Star Wars movie. Than a
Ooh.
I feel like he would like slide right into that
Yo,
universe. I feel
Jon
like he would-
Favreau's got the TV show coming out, and Ryan Johnson has his own trilogy. Either one, I'd be excited to see him in the cast list for. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, the news came out today. He's going to be in the Charlie's Angel movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's going to be in that. So that's like his next thing. He's already moving up into like bigger
That's
budget
right.
stuff.
I'm not super hyped for that, but
No,
like,
but it's like, you know, it's like a blockbuster style thing.
if I found out that he was like going to be some like offshoot character in a spin-off Star Wars movie, I'd be like, that's
that'd be
I'd rather
really cool.
see him. I don't know. For some reason that it seems like he would fit that bill more. You know, I would rather.
Oh yeah, no, I think he'd be really good at it.
Yeah, as hot as he is, I don't want to see him in tights. You know.
He is playing one of Charlie's Angels. He's one of the ladies. That is not true. That was a joke.
He's playing all three Charlie's Angels.
The next
Charlie
actor,
the Angel.
the next actor on the list was someone that you kind of wanted to shout out. His name is Israel Broussard. He played Josh, but he's from Happy Death Day.
So he's he's in Happy Death Day, and he's for sure the best actor in that film. He's the best performance is given by him, and it is more.
Do you think he's better than Noah?
No. He's best.
Oh, in Happy Death Day.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. In Happy Death Day, and it's kind of not that bad of a movie.
I watched it. I don't really know anything about it.
So I watched Happy Death Day on a plane, which is kind of like the certain environments will affect how you watch a movie and like affect your movie experience. And I feel like watching a movie on an airplane or watching a TV show, whatever, on an airplane, you're glued into it.
Yeah, I discovered Brooklyn Nine-Nine on an airplane and never looked back.
Yeah.
Never look back.
It's so much easier. Like out of I think the last 5 movies that I've watched on an airplane, I've cried to 3 of them.
Wow, public crying.
Happy Death Day was not one of them.
Public crying in the sky.
I felt bad for the people next to me, dude. I was like, they probably
you,
feel
like, ugly
uncomfortable,
crying?
but I'm not going to not cry to Love, Simon. You know?
Oh, dude, Love, Simon was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Very good.
Oh my goodness.
Very good movie. Maybe we'll talk about the movie another time, but it's kind of weird because it's in the vein of the genre of these movies. Love, Simon is. It's kind of a high school coming of age.
When I watched
At
Love,
least
Simon,
two of them, not set it up, isn't like that. But
when I watched Love, Simon, the entire time I thought it was a John Green movie.
Interesting.
Do you know who John Green is? He's one of the Vlog brothers who got super famous on YouTube, and he wrote the novel as I think the screenplay as well for The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh,
but the entire
okay.
movie, I was like, it's very The Fault in Our Stars.
So I've never seen Fault in Our Stars, but I know like the vibe of it.
Motherfucker, if I could recommend
you've
one
told me this so
person
many
The Fault in
times.
Our
You've told me this so many
Stars.
times. At this point, I'm not seeing it to spite you.
Okay, rob yourself of that experience.
I had one last.
I'm not recommending it for me. Actually, I want to enjoy it with you.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
All right, we can watch it together. I had one last actor from this movie to shout out, and that's John Corbett, who plays the lead's dad. He plays Dr. Covey. He's the
Parenthood man.
I don't think that's what he's most known for, but he's from My Big Fat Greek Wedding and Sex in the City.
Mm-hmm.
But we probably both. I didn't know that you had watched any of Parenthood, but I love the show Parenthood.
I don't know, man. I feel like I might have.
You have
seen
like
it.
a very specific memory of him in Parenthood.
I feel like I might have seen a couple episodes, or
Maybe I was watching it.
That's what I think.
Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, but yeah, he's most known for My Big Fat Greek Wedding. But it just kind of I kind of like when people who are in movies in like the 70s, 80s, 90s just play random parents.
Yeah.
Now I think it's kind of cool.
Which you see a lot in Sarah Burgess.
Oh yeah,
Sierra Burgess. God,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna say that. In the entire
you
podcast.
kind of see it in Love, Simon with Jennifer Garner and was it Timothy Oliphant? Are his parents? No.
You typecasted motherfucker. It's Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel, that's right. Oh man,
they're the exact like.
Listen,
okay, we can't get
but,
Timothy
like,
Oliphant. Who are we gonna get? Josh
who's
Duhamel?
hotter though?
According to The Office, it would probably
Timothy
be
Oliphant's the hottest person ever, according to him or Idris Elba. It's debatable, according to The Office. Yeah, but that's all the actors and creators list. What were your just general thoughts on To All the Boys I've Loved Before?
I was really skeptical going into the movie.
Same.
I thought I think the only reason that I watched it, I watched it with Kate.
Kate is Chris's girlfriend.
Shout out to Kate. Hey, babe, love you. Yeah, I watched it with her, and I think she had already watched it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was just something I thought was just going to go down smooth and easy to watch. And there's specific parts of that movie that I absolutely love.
Yeah, there's some really great scenes in it.
There's a lot of stuff that I'm like be careful there, you know, like all of the stuff with the main two leads and them going through the notebook together about the rules about their own relationship. I really enjoyed that.
How about like their diner scenes where they actually like, it's kind of like we as an audience and the lead girl, what is her character's name? Laura Jean.
You get exposition into their backstory.
You kind of learn about him while she's learning about him, and he grows on you. They present him one way, and you learn that he's not that way. He's like the captain of like the lacrosse team. He's lacrosse in one movie and football in the other. I think he's lacrosse in this one.
Yes, he is, because the final scene
that's
ends
right.
on
It's
a
on the
lacrosse
lacrosse field. That's right. Yeah.
I enjoyed the writing of this movie more than the other two for like by a landslide.
Yeah, and we'll get to the writing of Sierra Burgess later. Yeah.
So is it the writer of this movie that you wanted to bring up?
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
Nope.
All right.
It's the writer of Sierra Burgess that you're gonna be
really
you're gonna be shook by, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. So my kind of just general thoughts about this one. This kind of falls into the vague category of like maybe not my favorite types of movies, but maybe like my most common movies that I like to watch. I love watching coming of age stories. I love them. And based on, you know, stuff I like, it makes sense. You know, I love like Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff. The Percy Jackson books, stuff. It's like that young adult theme stuff. I just really
Thundercats for me.
Yeah, Thundercats for him, sure. Young Justice for me, you know, Teen Titans, stuff like that. This kind of falls in that vague thing. And so that's kind of why I watched it. Because all three of these movies I watched because I had just gotten out of the hospital and I basically couldn't, and I was supposed to move here, went to the hospital, then couldn't move here, had to stay back in Florida for like an extra month, and I couldn't really work.
You sprinted through rom-coms.
Well, first I sprinted back through, I rewatched Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, which are both awesome. And then I was like, all right, I just watched a bunch of rom-coms because they're just, like you said, they go down easy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was like, I have nothing to do, and I was just something to watch a rom-com. Very easy, it goes down easy. So that's kind of why I watched all three of those. But like you said, this one I was like, you know, part of me was like, is this going to be like super geared toward high school girls, middle school girls, and just be really like sappy and, you know, not a lot of, you know, stuff that anyone can connect to. But I found that like the characters really compelling. I thought the acting was really good from especially the young leads, especially Hot Noah. And I one thing I liked is that it didn't become a love triangle movie. It seemed in the beginning like it might become that, and then it doesn't.
Yeah. The relationship with Josh, that's the best friend's name. The relationship with Josh.
She's one of the boys who
fades
she's written a
away.
letter to,
and like it still worked into the plot. It's not like a complete like red herring that that she has this relationship with Josh.
Well, in the end, he's like the one who urges her to embrace the relationship with Hot Noah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of 16 Candles, or not 16 Candles. Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink, which like I watched that movie recently, and it like they do have very like similar tones and stuff. Yeah, a lot of parallels. But I would say that I like this movie even more than Pretty in Pink, which a lot of
people might beat you up for that.
Yeah.
People, but whenever you say anything about classics,
people get really precious with their John Hughes movies. Yeah. Which we will bring up a character from a John Hughes movie later on.
So yeah, that was my thing. Just the fact that this kind of falls into something that for me, it's a lot easier to get me to like a movie in this kind of genre than, you know, like I'm not a big fan of the horror genre. I have a lot harder time buying into horror movies than I do like a coming of age kind of easy listening movie. Like The Way Back is one of my favorite movies like ever, and that's like that coming of age kind of movie.
Right. Why do you think that you can't vibe with horror?
I've never liked horror movies. For the most part, I just don't buy it. I think it's because a lot of horror movies are low-hanging fruit, and characters are stupid in them a lot.
Is there any like other horror product that you actually like?
I really, really enjoyed A Quiet Place this year. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. But that's like, and like I really enjoyed last year Get Out, but both of them I would argue aren't really horror movies. They're more thrillers.
like yeah, I have like sort of a problem like quantifying them as like those specific genres,
Yeah.
right? Because like a lot of my favorite stuff uses horror as an element, as aside
I
from
think using
making
horror
it,
is awesome.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like when you're like, here's the next, here's the next Saw movie, and here's the next, I hated Paranormal Activity when I was like, this movie's stupid.
I fucking love
Yeah,
it.
I know.
I loved it.
You
I mean,
hyped it up super
but it's
high
also not.
But I also didn't have the movie theater experience with Paranormal Activity, which you've told me was like super important to your experience of seeing it.
So me, Jamie, our best friend Jamie,
Shout out.
as well as my girlfriend at the time, Allie.
Yep.
We all went to see it on Halloween night.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And literally after the movie, we were like, I was like, you guys can come home. And like we'll sleep in the living room.
We'll cuddle up and
We'll be
protect each
fine.
other. That's funny. Yeah,
No
whereas so you
demons
had
getting
that
to us.
reaction, and I was like, this is stupid. Like I didn't even want to finish it.
Yeah, that's really sad, dude.
I have
really
that with
appreciate
a
horror.
lot of horror movies, though. I just don't buy into them. It's a weird thing.
Although like I do recognize that like my favorite shit is stuff that like incorporates horror or like I enjoy more multi-genre shit.
Well,
like Stranger Things is a perfect
Yeah.
example. That like
I love
something
Stranger.
that
So
incorporates
okay,
horror,
so
but
horror
it
things can be
incorporates romance, it
categorized as
incorporates
horror, and
drama.
I really enjoy Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things, but like you said, it's not just horror.
Yeah, it's multi-genre.
Several things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really important.
And it's also character focused too.
That's-
which
well,
I
that's probably
think
the
is,
other
is
reason.
I think is something that's like sort of lost in the horror genre too much.
You might have just discovered why I don't vibe with horror. I love things that are. I mostly am drawn to things that are character driven.
Yeah,
So most horror movies are not.
Yeah, and when it's just like a faceless woman running away from a scary killer,
Scared woman number one. Scared woman number. Yeah.
yeah, and you don't sink into. Have you seen Hereditary?
No, but I've heard it's great.
Oh, motherfucker! When that comes out, we'll do a spoiler episode for it because that is fucking killer.
Yeah, you told me that it was amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good horror movies that are coming out.
But like that's another
recently.
thing though. Like Toni Collette's an amazing actress. So like
but there's a lot of really
that's
good,
something that I'd be really drawn to seeing.
the you're going to be drawn to the performances. I think the construction of like it's very cinematic. It's not like paint by numbers. And the writing's really good. The performances are good. But also like they do drama really well. There's a lot of really good family shit in that movie. Which is I think why I think they're going to like it. There's a lot of really good character work and development shit.
So
That was a tangent.
yeah, neat tangent. Good work. So to all the boys I've loved before, general consensus, thumbs up. See it. Thumbs up. See it. So next will be our middle movie.
Don't expect the best movie in the world though when you watch 12.
And
Boys
if you
That
don't
Live
like rom-coms, you probably won't like it.
So I said that I like it more than Pretty in Pink. It still would not compare to any other John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
To the top tier of John Hughes movies in my eyes.
So the next one, Set It Up. Got your deets for you here. Set It Up is directed by Claire Scanlon, our second female director of the night. She had a bunch of directing credits from TV. She directed shows like The Office, The Mindy Project, Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Glow, and several others. She has tons of TV directing experience. But this was like the biggest movie that I saw.
You say Glow?
The Allison Brie wrestling show.
Yeah. What does it stand for? The
I don't
Gorgeous
know.
Ladies of Wrestling? Is that?
That's probably right. I have not seen Glow. I've heard very good things about it, though. It's written by Katie Silberman. Not a lot of history with her background. I think she was a writer on the Jay Baruchel show, Man Seeking Woman. That's basically all I saw. The cast, I'm going to lead off with the best part of the whole movie, is Zoe Deutsch. She plays Harper. She's been in basically just some random comedies that people might have forgotten, like Dirty Grandpa and Why Him with James Franco. She was in the Richard Linklater movie Everybody Wants Some, which I like that movie. I enjoyed that movie. And surprisingly, her co-star of this movie, also in that movie, also in Everybody Wants Some. Her co-star his name is Glenn Powell. His character's name is Charlie. He's in Everybody Wants Some. He played John Glenn in Hidden Figures. And I thought this was funny. He was in The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, that's where I've seen him
And
before.
he
I've
played
seen
like
Hidden Figures.
he's credited as traitor number like 2 or something like that. And I was like, it's kind of funny that his character in this movie could literally be that character. Just a random like dude at a business company. That's kind of funny to me. Obviously the supporting leads, kind of. Lucy Liu plays Kirsten. Lucy Liu is known from Kill Bill, Charlie's Angels, a bunch of other stuff. And Taye Diggs plays Rick. He's been in stuff like Chicago Rent. He was in Private Practice on television. And I included, just because we both love him, Pete Davidson plays Duncan. Pete Davidson of Saturday Night Live.
Why wouldn't you include Pete Davidson?
Just because I included mostly, like I didn't include Zoe Deutsch's best friend. Because I was like, Pete Davidson.
But yeah, I forgot about it.
You forgot about her? She gives that nice wedding speech. It's cute.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the whole theme to the end of the movie.
Yeah, true.
I like you because I love you despite.
Really like
which I think is like kind of a flawed concept of a relationship.
What?
I like you because I like you because I love you despite. It's like sweet, but like you could take it too far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like you because you make me breakfast in the morning. I
love you despite the fact that you murder people.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah. We've gone too far.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'll go first on this one. I like it more than you, I think.
Yes.
But like if I were to give this like a star rating on a 10-star system, first of all, we could do a whole episode on my thoughts on star systems because it drives me nuts that people treat them like school grades. If you're going to do 1 through 10, 5 has to be an average movie. Can't be 7. Doesn't make any sense. That makes like 2 through 4 useless. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about like IMDb?
Like IMDb does like a 10-star system. Drives me crazy that people treat it like school, where a 7 is a C, and that's average. I don't like that.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
It makes half the numbers useless. You might as well be doing a 5-star system, and that's garbage. 10-star system, 5 is average. Normally, in a normal circumstance, I would say this is a completely average film. 5. But Zoe Deutsch is so good and so lovable in this movie that I bump it up a whole star to a 6.
She doesn't resonate with me as I do like her.
She's
my
real,
favorite
though.
part of the movie.
There are specific things about the character that it makes sense that I would have really enjoyed it. She's got this she wants to be a sports writer and she cries at sports stories. That's so cute.
Right.
It's so cute.
Right.
I can't handle it. She makes fun of him because he wears a suit to a baseball game like an idiot.
I'm sorry, to me that was dumb.
The fact that he did that?
Like, who wears a suit to a sports game?
That jerk off.
No one does that.
Ugh, I don't know. You might be wrong. How many baseball games do you go to?
I
Boom
don't know.
roasted.
I've been to I think the last one I went to was a Jumbo Shrimp.
Go Jumbo Shrimp, baby.
Go
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Shout out.
Go Jumbo Shrimp.
Shrimp up. Yeah, boy. Good shout out.
So the first time that I heard about this movie was actually through Pete Davidson.
I
wasn't
me
watching
too.
it specifically. So from
he was on Fallon or something.
Yeah, he was on Jimmy Fallon. But do you remember what happened? Like why he
was on there because he got engaged to Ariana Grande.
Well, yeah, but he was also there to promote
this movie.
Technically,
he was there to promote this movie, but we all know why he was really there.
For Ariana Grande. So that was funny, but also Robert Pattinson was on the same episode.
Oh, that's right, and he's obsessed with that movie. Robert Pattinson was
and
he pitched that movie more than this movie.
So I watched the movie Good Time.
Yeah.
Everyone watch the movie Good Time because that movie is not forgettable, unlike this movie.
Robert Pattinson is a super underrated actor because of Twilight.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
Yeah. It's kind of sad that he's sort of been
people just think of him as
thrown to the side
Edward?
he's just
Edward.
this Edward
I got
Cullen.
there.
Edward Cullen. And he's incredible in that movie. And Pete Davidson, the entire time he's there to promote Set It Up while he's on Jimmy Fallon, but
he just talks about
he's like yeah, I'm barely in the movie. But Robert Pattinson was in Good Time. And he should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Didn't he have a tattoo?
He should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Didn't he get a Good Time tattoo?
I don't know, but he's always posting it to his Instagram story.
He's a funny dude. We both really like.
I'm serious. It's such a good movie.
Not a bad Pete Davidson
thanks,
impression.
man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Thanks. I practice it at night.
Oh, I know. I hear you. I hear you in the other room. I think that's it's average.
To me, it's a forgettable
it's average,
movie.
but I bump it up because of how lovable Zoe Deutsch is.
She is my favorite. I'll say that she is my favorite part of the movie.
For sure.
It's just very.
Oh, I mentioned this to you right after we watched it. I feel like there's 2 types of couples in rom-coms. There's the ones that you believe are going to stay together and the ones you don't. Mm-hmm. This couple will not stay together. I gave them 6 months. Despite their little "I love you" despite bit, I don't think it's got legs.
Yeah. No,
Doesn't have legs. She's too good for him. She's too good for him, man.
Yeah, it's not a lasting relationship.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna jump on to the headliner of this episode because this movie. Let me tell you something. I was not expecting what we got when we watched this movie. So, my mom drove across country when I moved out here to move in with Chris. My mom was here for a few days. We watched Set It Up and Sierra Burgess is a Loser in back-to-back nights while my mom was here because I knew there were movies my mom would probably enjoy watching. Mm-hmm. I was thinking like Sierra Burgess is a Loser. I was like, it's going to be like, it'll be something like To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Probably not as good. But we'll get to it. I'm going to give you the deets on it. Directed by some dude named Ian Samuels. Couldn't find anything big in his history. But this writer, her name is Lindsay Beer. And she has so many upcoming writing credits you wouldn't believe. She doesn't have like any past writing credits, but her upcoming. You ready for this list, dude?
Tell me about it.
So a lot of these she's on the writing team for, because they're blockbuster films with writing like 6 writers.
Okay, so she's part of the staff.
She's part of the writing staff. Right. She's on the writing team for Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie that's coming out. She's on the writing team for Godzilla vs. Kong. Right? She's on the writing team for The Kingkiller Chronicle. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's based on
fantasy
a
novel
book.
by
it's like best-selling
fantasy novel by Patrick Rothfuss, directed by Sam Raimi, also produced by and music by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited for the Kingkiller Chronicle movie.
Oh my god!
I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name, the lead's character's name. It's like Kyoth or Kvoth. I think it's Kyoth. It's spelled K-V.
That's the main character's name.
The main character's name, Kvothe. That's all I know.
Is there anybody attached, like actor?
No actors yet.
No,
okay. Just the creative team.
I've heard really good thing about the.
I've heard the
book's
great.
I've
never read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi directing, huge writing. No, she was the only writer on this one. She's the sole writer. And then I know that Patrick Rothfuss is involved though. So he might be helping write the script. I don't know.
Wow, that scares me, dude.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda.
That's dope.
The coolest thing about Lin-Manuel being involved is that the main character of the book is like a musician. So he's going to be doing all the music and stuff. Similar to like kind of like how he did for Moana. And
is it like stuff. When I hear Kingkiller Chronicles, is it like a fantasy?
Yes.
Okay, it is.
Yes. He's like a bard.
All right.
I don't know if he does magic or not.
Does he have a lute?
Probably. I don't know. Probably. And I've got one more for you. She's on the writing team for the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons movie, which may or may not be starring Ansel Elgort. He's like rumored.
How do you do a Dungeons and Dragons movie?
That's a topic for an entire other episode. Okay. Because I will be getting into Dungeons and Dragons at some point, and it'll be a long discussion because I have a lot of love for D&D. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about that on another episode. But it's just she's on the writing team for that one too.
Okay.
Lots of blockbuster level movies.
Dude, that
big
scares
budget
me.
Stuff.
It's scary. Like I want Godzilla and Kong to be good. And the one thing that's probably bad about this movie is the writing. Like Sierra Burgess is not.
Hold on. Let's get through the cast and then we'll talk about the movie. So, main star is Shannon Purser as Sierra Burgess, who everyone in the world knows as Barb. From Stranger Things. And I'm gonna let you go at it for a second.
Okay. So if you have like if you have been under a rock and you haven't seen Stranger Things season 1 or 2, and you haven't been keeping up with Stranger Things news, right? So in season 1 of Stranger Things, there is a character. I don't even think this is a spoiler. There's a character that dies very early on. She's like the best friend of one of the main characters, and her name is Barb. Right, and she got killed off in first or second episode.
I think it was like the fourth episode, third or fourth.
I thought it was earlier than that, but I might be wrong.
You just have this little respect for the character.
She gets killed off, and throughout her entire time being on that show, I was like, she is the worst actress on this show. I'm sorry. What is this? What is this person's name?
Shannon Purser.
Shannon Purser, I'm very sorry.
Most Improved Award, though. She's solid in this movie.
She 180'd.
Yeah.
In Sierra Burgess, she was not the problem with that movie.
No.
I sunk into her character. I sunk into Sierra Burgess, but as Barb, I didn't like it.
The reason this is a hot take is because the internet is obsessed with Barb.
The internet is obsessed with Barb because
they
killed her off.
Where is Barb?
They killed her off and then never addressed her again, which I think it was.
People were like mad they didn't find her body. Where's the body, man?
I don't know. And they addressed it in season 2.
It was one of those things. It's interesting. You see certain TV shows like that have a big internet following. You see these things that explode, these hashtags and stuff, and it's like it gets so big and loud. It's probably not even a majority of people. It's probably a minority of people that watch Stranger Things had this thought, but you can be so loud on the internet now. The creative team of Stranger Things, Duffer Brothers, felt like they had to address it in the second season. This minor character dying.
Yeah.
They had to close the door on Barb.
It's kind of ridiculous. Like,
it's stupid.
The memery that evolved out of Barb's death, like it was kind of silly, but you're right. It could be the minority of people watching Stranger Things, and also even the people that are engaging in that memery.
Yeah, half of them are probably joking.
Exactly. Like some of them are just trolls or just like going on to the movement. Yeah, where is Barb? But like because they also want to support Stranger Things.
All because
sinking into the world also means like sort of picking out like, what happened with this character?
Well, yeah, you of course you get those people that go nuts for their favorite medium.
But that's why people
and
both
they want to know
love
everything.
and hate George Lucas. You know what I mean? It's because like they love Star Wars so much, and then like when he makes the prequels and shit like that, people are going to absolutely
you
hate
ruined
him.
everything I love about your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I wanted to let you do your little rant on Barb because I know you're passionate about it. I agree with him. By the way.
I'm not super passionate about it. I think that she's overrated. No.
Next lead in Sierra Burgess as a loser is again Hot Noah. His character's name is Jamie in this film.
There he is.
And again, best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Best actor in the movie. Most likable character. He's even more likable in this movie because in To All the Boys I've Loved Before, we slowly learn to like him. He's presented as a jock jerk, and we slowly learn that he's not. In this movie, right off the bat, he's like doing this nervous speech. He's like, "Can I have your number?" And you're like, "Dude, you're way too sexy to act like that. Like, just go get that girl's number. You're hotter than she is. What are you doing, dude?" Then he goes back to like his nerdy friends. He's like, "I got her number," and then he's like super nice all the time. He's got the deaf brother, and he's gonna be the first deaf, like he's gonna be like the best deaf quarterback. He's like this super dude. He's like the ultimate dude. So again, just like super likable and stuff. Next actor, a dude that we both really like, R.J. Seiler, rep Jacksonville.
I still have not seen Lars and the Real Girl.
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl? You haven't seen
I've
that
seen
stuff?
Lars and the Real Girl. I haven't seen Me, Earl.
If you're going to get on me for Hereditary, I'm going to get on you for Me and Earl.
I have to see it. Yeah.
Love that movie.
Did I ever tell you the story about...
He's also in Power Rangers. That was my other movie to throw out there.
He's also a Jacksonville native.
I said, shout out Jacksonville, dog.
Jacksonville native.
We both lived in Jacksonville for a bit, so, you know. Go Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Did I ever tell you the story about like my coworker running into his family at like the premiere of a Power Rangers movie? But
you have not told them.
Okay, so one of my coworkers, Megan Anucci, shout out. She was going to the Power Rangers premiere at like the local theater in Jacksonville, and like noticed a bunch of people wearing blue Power Rangers t-shirts.
Okay.
And apparently it was like his whole family
were wearing blue Power Ranger t-shirts.
They're like maybe I know, brother. So yeah, like there was a bunch of them wearing blue Power Rangers t-shirts and like taking pictures next to like a cutout of the blue Power Ranger and stuff.
Wait.
And they were like, "Oh, this is
helmet on? Helmet on or helmet off?"
I don't know.
Okay. You weren't there. You weren't there.
I wasn't there. This is like a third party story.
You didn't ask your coworker the important questions?
But they were like, yeah, it's our son. Like he moved out to Hollywood and he got super successful and stuff. So like that's another reason why
RJ Seiler's awesome.
Yeah, that's another reason why he's super talented.
He's super likable.
From Jacksonville and moved out to California and got super successful.
Again, another just super charismatic dude. Christine Froseth is Veronica. She's the mean girl that we learn is not so mean. She is so stereotypically mean, beyond mean in the beginning of the movie. It's like ridiculous. But we'll get there. And then we wanted to shout out a couple of the parents again. Leah Thompson plays Sierra Burgess' mom from Back to the Future, and Alan Ruck plays her dad from Ferris Bueller.
If you know and if you recognize that name,
Ferris Bueller.
He's Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Now,
Also,
Leah Thompson.
Also, like the weirdest dad ever in this movie. He's so weird.
Yeah, he's really strange.
He's so weird.
He's supposed to be like super.
He's like supposed to be a
stuff,
super genius writer, and he's just like always like quoting like literary figures to his daughter, and she has to like she's like, that's easy, I know who that is. It's like,
It's
all
really
right,
strange.
all right, we
It's
get
really
it, y'all
strange.
are smart.
Leah Thompson, from one of the greatest movies of all time, Howard the Duck.
Yes, she wasn't Howard the Duck. She was in Howard the Duck. Yes, that's true.
I've seen that movie way too many times. Dude.
You've seen it enough for both of us.
Dozens.
Wow,
Literally
you've seen
dozens.
it enough for a dozen people then.
Yeah.
2 dozen, arguably.
Yeah. I really liked that movie when I was younger.
But now?
I haven't seen it.
All right,
in probably
fair enough. That's like me with Beverly Hills
Ninja.
Ninja. I'm afraid to watch it.
yeah, it's probably really bad.
It probably sucks.
That's probably really bad.
But when I was a kid, I loved that movie.
Oh, Chris Farley.
Yeah. I had one more actor, just because I'm a big fan of the show This Is Us. Chrissy Metz, who played the pageant mom, the hot girl's mom.
Right.
Veronica? Yeah, Veronica was the character. Veronica's mom, she's from This Is Us. She's really good in that show, so I wanted to throw her in there.
All right, let's
let's
dive
dive
to
in.
the meat and potatoes.
Let's dive in on this movie. So this movie starts out like your basic, average, everyday, below average movie. Super over the top characterizations of people. You know, like the dad is like this weird super genius, and even Sierra's kind of like that. And then we mentioned the Veronica is like overly mean, like so mean that why would anyone ever like her? And her friends are the same way. She's got her 2 buddies that are always with her, and they're super mean to everybody. And then Hot Noah is like all nervous, and you're like, what is why is everyone like a caricature of a person at the beginning of the movie? You get into it a little bit though. Once they start like doing the texting and the whole bit of the movie.
Which this movie, did they ever include any kind of graphics?
That was a huge no.
It would like
so many movies do that really well these days.
Is all about a girl that's basically catfishing a man.
Yeah, basically, right? Yeah.
And it's the structure of this
is based
movie
around texting.
Is based around texting,
and you have to read the phone screen the whole movie.
Yeah, and it's not even shot in a really good way.
No, it's hard to read it.
It's fucking hard to read. The
so
text.
many things now just do really easy. Text bubbles.
House of Cards does it really well.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. It's just like you couldn't throw that in there in post. Help your viewers out.
Yeah,
that's one frustration with this movie. There will be more.
Yeah,
but it's the movie starts out like really over the top and too much, but I think it settles in pretty well once you get to know once they start revealing a little bit more of the characters and you get to know them a little better. There's some good stuff. There's one, I would argue, great scene at the park when Hot Noah's playing catch with his brother.
The first football scene, best scene. Second football scene,
we're not there yet. You got to calm down. You've got to calm down. We're not there yet. We will get there. This scene is great. Hot Noah takes his deaf younger brother to the park. They're playing catch. RJ Seiler and Barb are there doing like some community work or something because they're trying to get into good colleges. There's that weird bit throughout the movie that she's not good enough to get into a good school. That lady's like, have you ever done anything like social media? Have you ever raised money for a charity? Like, what? What?
Yeah, you won't be able to get into a good college.
She's got like a 600 GPA. She's fine. Like, calm down. And she has like a super famous dad. She's fine. She can get into any school she wants. Mm-hmm. That was weird. Anyway, they're at the park, and RJ Seiler knows that she's catfishing this dude, and she's never talked to him in person. He like drags her over, and is like, he starts talking. He's like, I want to play catch with you, and then he introduces her. He's like, this is Sierra, and she pretends to be deaf. And it's a great bit because then she fakes sign language, and he hits her with the. Did you just? I forget the exact line. But he's like, did you just ask me to eat shit or something like that? And it's so good.
Yeah.
It's a great bit. And then she has to like pretend to be deaf.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's a
she
really
pretends
good scene.
to be deaf without knowing that his little brother is also deaf.
Yeah.
And that he actually knows sign language.
Yeah.
So she
so
fakes
good.
sign language. Yeah.
And
it is by far
like,
the best bit. It's really clever.
But the weird thing is that they connect in a weird way. I think it's like they connect, but it's like super forced. You're like, they like shake hands and they're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I think it's more on her part than his.
Yeah. But
he's just being super nice because he's just a super
But I also
nice dude.
like I bought it.
No, you super buy it in that moment. My other favorite scene of the movie was right before things go off the rails. This was like as far as I was willing to let them push it. Was the scene where Veronica goes on the date pretending that she's the girl that he has been texting, right? And Sierra's like telling her what to say to him throughout the date, like texting her what to say. And like they're doing all these weird bits. And she's like, don't kiss him. Don't kiss him. Because like he's like my boyfriend, but you're catfishing him. So you have rights to nothing. It's this super weird thing. But he's like super into this girl because he's been texting with her. And he like, they did a whole bit where they like pretended to FaceTime, which was that was a funny bit where they acted like the internet was bad. So she was like mouthing what Sierra said, all this stuff. They do this bit and then he like leans in to kiss her and she's hiding under the truck. So Veronica like she makes him close his eyes and she's like, don't open your eyes, I'm too nervous. And they do this thing where they like switch places and then Sierra kisses him and then runs away. And it's like, I was like, it's like cute in the moment. You buy it in the moment. But I was like, that is as far as I will let you push things before I'm out. Before you dive out of my...
It was towing the line.
It towed the line.
Straight up
like,
absurdity.
It straddled the line. You were like, oh my God.
Okay, you're getting close here.
You just
like,
pulled it off.
Yeah, I'm all right. Like,
and then this movie gets to the... So...
Straight up absurdity. They fucking ran right through.
Absurdity.
Yeah.
It goes so off. This movie going into the third act was in a... It's like when you have a lead in a football game in the fourth quarter. Just run the clock out. You had everything set up to do just a nice, clean bow tie ending and have a likable, nice movie. And they were like, nah, we're gonna go for it on fourth down in our own territory.
Specifically, what we were talking about is the football scene.
The football scene. So, I mean, if you're watching this, you've seen it, or you don't care. But Sierra sees Veronica kiss Noah, hot Noah, and freaks out. Which is so it's so out of character because she is supposed to be a genius. The girl's just trying to hold up your cover for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, what do you...
If he goes in for a kiss and she denies the kiss, then...
He's going to be like, why don't you like me anymore? And then your weird catfish relationship is over.
Yeah, exactly.
So, on top of that being out of character, she then goes and like releases like these weird... it was pictures of like her kissing her ex-boyfriend, I think. Yeah, it was a picture of her kissing her ex-boyfriend. And she like sent it to like the whole school or something, and it's the most over the top shit you've ever seen. She sends like a picture out to like one person, and by the time the football game starts, everyone in the stands is like oh my God, can you believe it?
The most preposterous part is that one person gets a hold of this picture and then goes to this laptop that's controlling the scoreboard, and then he posts that picture,
plugs in his phone. And puts the picture up on the big screen. Not only does he do that, he does it in the middle of the game.
And
Not only does he do that, he does it in the middle of a play. And I've mentioned before, I think, on the podcast, how I have a huge pet peeve for like bad choreographed sports scenes. This movie has horrible.
Yeah, we brought that up in the American Vandal 2.
Horribly choreographed football scenes. Hot Noah is the quarterback, right? He gets the snap. He drops back to pass, and he's presented as like a really good quarterback. So he should be reading the defense. He should be like trying to find an open receiver. He should be feeling the rush. He does none of those things. He looks at the big screen, deciphers that it is a picture of his assumed girlfriend kissing her ex-boyfriend, and then gets sacked on the play. And that's just the beginning of the absurdity. He gets sacked, right? Then the girl, Veronica, who's a cheerleader, and Sierra Burgess, who's in the marching band, both run out onto the field in the middle of the game.
And talk to him.
He like looks up and the first thing, his coach runs out there and is like, are you okay? And the first thing he does, he looks at them and he's like, are you cheating on me?
And then they explain the whole catfish scenario
in the middle of the football
midfield.
Oh, and then they just cut. They just hard cut, I think. They just end it. They're like, all right, next scene.
It was stupid as fuck.
Dude,
it was dumb.
How is that
bad writing?
Listen, I understand that high school kids can be mean, right? And that you want to present that as part of your movie. How is that one guy so evil?
He has zero motivation.
No motivation.
We had never seen that character in any part
I think
of the
we
movie
saw
before.
him like at a lunch table or something. But he
might
has
have
no drive.
You don't
to
know
do
anything about him. He has zero motive to do what he did. He's just like,
if they
this
had
is funny, I'm going to post it.
If they had done like one scene where she is like mean to him, At least it'd be something. It'd still be stupid, but it'd be something.
Yeah, like he's trying to get back at her. or
Yeah,
something.
it'd still be
maybe
stupid,
it's something
but
that
it'd be
they cut
something.
and like didn't
Yeah.
think about.
Dude, it's so bonkers out of
I
this
wonder
world.
if the script is actually better than the movie itself. Like
Probably.
maybe if
Probably.
maybe they somehow edited out the talent.
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't like
if
talking
this girl is that's one thing that Max Landis brings up all the time.
all the time. It's you can't judge a script unless you've read it. So talking about the writing of a movie is hard to do.
For those that don't know who Max Landis is,
Writer of Chronicle.
Writer of Chronicle. He's very big, young screenwriter. He's
Yeah.
like what 28, 29.
I think he's 30 now.
Oh, he's
30 or
now?
31
Okay,
now.
but still,
But he's like prolific.
Still young
He's written a shit ton
screenwriter
of,
wise.
of,
He's still
of scripts.
yeah,
Certainly.
super prolific. But son of John Landis,
Yeah.
who directed Blues Brothers, the Thriller music video.
Yep. Big in the 80s, right?
Yeah, big 80s movie director.
American Werewolf in London, which Max may be remaking as writer and director.
That'd be
Interestingly.
pretty cool.
But yeah, he brings that up a lot, that judging a movie script without reading it doesn't make any sense, because you don't know how much got changed by the director, by the actors, in the editing room. You can't know.
Which I think, makes perfect sense.
A script is its
But
own project.
If I'm going to judge a movie, like I have to be able to reference its story somehow.
Yeah.
Right. And reference the way that a movie tells its story. That might not fall back on the script.
It might
the script
not.
might be amazing.
Yeah.
But I also think he was like, he'll bring up that you can't blame the script on a bad movie
Necessarily.
on the script, right?
You can, but not always.
True.
A bad movie isn't always bad because it has a bad script.
But I also think that it doesn't work in the reverse. Like when you watch Social Network, right?
Aaron
Specifically with great movies, you can pick up really well written shit. Like,
Well, doesn't Aaron Sorkin direct it as well?
No. Dog, that's David Fincher.
Oh, it's David Fincher. Duh.
That's David Fincher.
Duh. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's all right. But that movie, you pick up how well written it is. Like when you watch Social Network, you're not like, this is.
But you're also bringing up someone who's debatably like the best screenwriter in the world.
I agree. I understand that Aaron Sorkin, and he's not
and
just
specifically dialogue.
I wouldn't even say like he's the best screenwriter in the world, but his talent is very exhibitable. Like it's easy to see.
Yeah.
It's very superficial. Like all of his dialogue is super sharp, and it's very
snappy,
easy to see
quick,
how good the writing is.
Witty, dynamic dialogue.
But yeah, so maybe we can't blame this person.
Maybe we can't
Sierra
blame this
Burgess.
girl who has all these writing jobs now.
because maybe that maybe that
Lindsay Beer.
script was amazing, and for whatever reason, making movies is hard. They fucked it up.
Yeah, it's hard, but it goes so off the rails.
And those are all movies that I'm fucking really. Those
They're
are dope.
interesting. They're interesting movies.
Yeah,
I'm especially excited for.
and I want them to be
Godzilla
good.
vs Kong, and the King Killer Chronicles, and the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Did
Not
you,
really the I mean the He-Man movie.
Did you see Skull Island?
Yeah,
I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think. Did I like it more than Godzilla?
I did.
Probably. I probably liked it as a whole more than Godzilla. But you know what the best out of Godzilla and Kong Skull Island is the first Godzilla trailer is the best out of all of those things.
Yeah.
The first Godzilla trailer was so amazing. Oh man. But that's like the football scene isn't like the end of the nonsense. It goes on to like not really tie any of this up. You know what I mean? It goes on to like everyone just forgives her without her doing anything.
Yeah, she
There's
doesn't.
no comeuppance.
She doesn't apologize to Veronica.
Nope. She
And
only
Veronica's just like,
apologizes
oh,
to one character, and that is R.J. Seiler.
Yeah.
her best friend, and he's like mad at her for being mean. He's like, I'm disappointed in you for doing that. I'm mad at you.
And he apologized. Yeah, she apologized.
And then she
to
apologized
him,
to
which
him.
It wasn't the most like she needed to apologize to Veronica and to
and
the
Hot
dude.
Noah specifically.
Yeah.
Those two mostly.
Yeah, those are the
Because
most
throughout
important.
the movie, her and Veronica become really good friends. And then she does that to her.
Yeah, but he shows up at her driveway for prom
That's
or
that
whatever,
crazy
and
shit.
takes her for
Because
fucking
Veronica
prom.
tells him what happened. Veronica, out of the goodness of her heart, without ever being apologized to, calls up the dude and explains the whole situation. And we don't even see it. It's off screen.
Mm-hmm.
Without Sierra ever apologizing for being super mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
She just does that. So in the end,
See, Sierra is
Veronica's-
someone who did not get her just desserts.
she did not get them.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get any desserts. She got Hot Noah.
And that's a whole lot of desserts.
That's a whole lot of dessert. Dang. Come on now. Dang. Sierra Burgess is...
Wackadoo.
I don't even know how to give it
And
a
when
number.
it's not
honestly, I don't know how to give it a number.
It's wackadoo, and when it's not wackadoo,
It's average.
It's average. Yeah.
So what is it, like a 4? Would you go lower?
On your scale, I would give
if
it like
a 5's
a 3.
an average at a 3. Is it so the not? It's,
I would give it a
think
2
you're
or a
right.
3.
Because I think saying it's average. I think that Set It Up is better.
Yeah, I would give set
Like
it up
throughout, I think Set It Up is truly average.
5. That is
It's
like
a truly average movie.
like that movie is just like a vibration.
Cookie cutter average. Yeah.
That's all that movie is. Very forgettable.
Sierra Burgess slightly lower throughout, and then it goes off the rails.
Yeah, I would say like on your scale, I would put Sierra Burgess.
This is the
at,
official
like,
Chris and Kyle podcast show scale, by the way.
Okay.
It's official.
I'm
5's
okay
average.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, Sierra Burgess would be like 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
Battlefield Earth would be a 1. And My Dinner with Andre like -6.
This dude hates My Dinner with Andre. Woo, with a passion. Maybe we'll just do a spoiler episode for My Dinner with Andre so you can just rail on it. Oh God. Do you have any other thoughts on these 3 movies? Or you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I think the one thing to say about all of them in general, solid performances across the board from all actors. There was no one in any of these movies that I was like, "Oh geez."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that, yeah.
Cool. So that's going to wrap it up for our spoiler episode, the Netflix Rom-Com trio. Set It Up, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and the most nonsense movie yet, Sierra Burgess is a loser. We know by the end we know that she is. She's a loser in character, even though she
didn't
doesn't
end up losing though.
But I'm
it
saying
should be
in character.
Sierra Burgess
I'm saying in character
Sierra Burgess is a
meanie.
Is a unearned winner.
There we go. You can find me and me and Chris on our separate social networks.
She's like the DeMarcus Cousins of rom-coms.
The best center in the league, debatably.
He ain't earning shit.
Wow. Okay. All right. I mean, he's hurt, so he's literally not earning anything right now, but whatever. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Davinwell25. You can find Chris on Instagram and his website.
Chris Michael Stott for Instagram and chrismichaelstott.com.
Boom.
For my website if you want to read any of my shit.
Yeah. Hit up the show's platforms. We've got a Facebook page. We've got an Instagram page. We've got a Twitter. And we have our YouTube channel, all the Chris and Kyle Show. The Twitter handle is at TCAX Pod, TCAKS Pod. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can check us out on podcast form, any podcasting platform. If you're podcasting, you can hit us up on YouTube at the Chris and Kyle Show. Watch our lovely faces talk about stuff. We've got big episode coming up on Monday, regular scheduled programming. We're just a regular long form episode of the show. And next spoiler episode is going to be Predator. Predator?
For a spoiler episode?
Yeah, we're going to go see Predator and talk about it.
Yes.
Predator is getting panned, so this will be exciting.
Dude, I'm excited for it.
There's a lot of people in it that I like. I like Shane Black.
I like Shane Black.
We'll see. I'm going to go. We were talking about this, I think, I don't remember which episode, but we were talking about, trying to go into movies and stuff with a more positive outlook. So I'm going to do that with Predator. I'm not going to try to make Predator make me like it. I'm going to let Predator make me like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just let it in.
Let it in. Just open your arms wide and
make your body
embrace
ready.
it. Make your body ready. We'll also have a poll up for you guys to choose our last spoiler episode of the month. And we're going to do this every month. So we're going to keep it up until like the 15th every month, basically. This month, we're going to have 4 options. So you're basically going to send us to the movies, and we're going to talk about the movie that you send us to see. It's going to be between Venom, A Star is Born, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. First Man, Ryan Gosling, directed by Damien Chazelle, which I'm super excited for that. And the El Royale movie, A Night at the El Royale. I can't remember the full exact title, but it's
Bad Times at the El
Bad
Royale?
Times at the El Royale.
Way to be prepared.
I'm not prepared. I'm sorry. It's got Chris Hemsworth in it, and he dances in the trailer.
You guys are going to see the poll.
Jeff Bridges.
You guys are going to see the poll.
The poll's going to be up on Twitter and Facebook. on the show's pages. So go check that out. Give us a vote. Send us to the movies. Please don't make me see Venom opening weekend. What?
I really want to see Venom. Vote for Venom.
No, listen, I'll see it. Just like I don't want to support it opening weekend.
Click on Venom.
Don't listen to him. Don't do it. Any of the other options are better. I think that's all the reminders we've got to do. I think we out.
Stay weird.
Stay weird.
We out.